Hello, students. As you can see from the flashcards that I sent, that our lesson today is talking about the future perfect tense. So we're going to take the definitions of the future perfect tense, the rules, and also we're going to take examples. Future perfect tense. We are going to be looking at how to use the future perfect tense as well as a selection examples to give you a better understanding of how it functions. This will give you opportunity to speak about and write about events in the future in much more detail. When you want to talk about an action that will happen before a certain point in the future, you will need to use the future perfect tense. There are certain rules surrounding the use of the future perfect tense, and it is important that you follow these rules in order to create a grammatically correct sentence. The future perfect tense is a verb form used to describe an event that is expected or planned to happen before a time of reference in the future. In English, the future perfect construction consists of the auxiliary verb will to mark the future, the auxiliary verb have to mark the perfect, and the past participle of the main verb. So here's a structure that when we use the future perfect tense in a positive sentence. Here's the future perfect tense, the structure of the future perfect tense in negative sentence. He would not have done it by this evening. This is an example of the future perfect tense in negative sentence. The structure of the future perfect tense in question form: will plus s, which is the subject, plus have plus past participle. The example is, will you have written me a letter? Will you have written me a letter? The future perfect tense is used to talk about an action that will finish before a certain time in the future. For example, by 8 o'clock tomorrow, I will have taken off for Japan. By 8 o'clock tomorrow, I will have taken off for Japan. Number 2, to express conviction that something happened in the near past. For example, the guest will have arrived at the hotel by now. There is time expression used with the future perfect tense, which they are by the time, before, until, or tell, by then, by the end of, by tomorrow. The future perfect continuous tense. Today we're going to take the definition, the rules, and some examples. We are going to be looking at the future perfect continuous tense in a much more detailed manner, as well as the rules we must follow when using it. This will give you a clearer understanding of what is it used for and enable you to form sentences that are grammatically correct. When we are talking about an action that will happen and continue in the future, we must use the future perfect continuous tense. The future perfect continuous tense is a verb form or construction used to describe actions that will continue up until a point in the future. The future perfect continuous is formed by combining the modal will, the auxiliary verb have been, and the present participle of the main verb with an ing ending. Now we're going to take the future perfect continuous tense in positive sentence. The future perfect continuous tense is used to show that something will continue up until a particular event or time in the future. For example, Nina will have been teaching at the university for more than a year by the time she leaves for Asia. Also, it's used to talk about something that finishes just before another time or action, in this case, in the future. For example, I will be tired when I get home because I will have been walking for over an hour. Here's some expressions, time expressions used with the future perfect continuous.